Welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner, Classics / Non-Classics. This is episode number 611 and Doubleshot number 517. And this one reviewing two more Green Lantern Corps trades, and these are Tales of the Green Lantern Corps Volume 2 and 3. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. I did with Phantom Ranger. Don't have the first volume, so review the two trades I've got here. And here's something interesting, though, about the two trades. Now, in this one here, this just collects backup stories from the Green Lantern Corps, from Green Lantern Volume 2. And here's kind of the weird thing. I looked up, basically, when it comes to Tales of Green Lantern Corps stories. Yeah, the first one is not... The way the first one is, it starts with 168. That they think that's where the first one starts. No, it's actually from, like, 134. Yeah, it's like a little over 30, like almost like 35 issues prior to that one. This one is basically thinking you probably collected most of the remaining ones. Yeah, some of them, not all of them. And it collects these backup stories from these issues of Green Lantern Volume 2. 168, 169, 171 to 173, 177, 179 through 183, 185, 187 through 188, and actually goes 187 to 190 in Tales of Green Lantern Corps and number 1. The writers of these stories are Jack C. Harris, Todd Keelan, Joey Cavalli, the late Leen Wein, Paul Kupperberg, Kurt Busiek, yeah, an early story for him, published back in 1985. Yep, Mike Barron, Alan Moore, and that's it for writers. Artist, Jerome K. Moore, Dave Gibbons, who actually has several, at least several of these stories done by Dave Gibbons, Gail Kane, Kevin O'Neill, Marcia Rogers, and Don Heck. Kevin O'Neill and Dave Gibbons are famous working with Alan Moore. Well, in the case of Dave Gibbons, on Watchmen, for Kevin O'Neill, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Now, one of these stories, Mulga Doesn't Socialize, is by far one of Alan Moore's two contributions he made to the Green Lantern Corps series. Yep. Yeah, he created the planet Mogo? Yeah, he created him in that story. And yes, this particular story was adapted for the Green Lantern Emerald Knights movie. Yep, it was. These are very good stories, and I highly recommend them. Like, it tells like various different Green Lantern stories. Luckily, even some of them multi-parters. Luckily, this book does collect the entire thing. Doesn't skip over any of them. It's got great artwork. Yeah, here's some of the story features like Chip. Chip, he's a Green Lantern who's a squirrel. Still, at Zax at XAX is really weird. It's an insect. It's basically characters who are not Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, or John Stewart. Yeah, none of those characters. Those of you familiar with this fish guy here, those of you who saw him in the Green Lantern live action came out in 2012, that's Tomaru. Yep. His son is currently in the Green Lantern Corps, well, up until recently where he's now part of the Dark Stars. Yeah, and this came out like a year before he got killed off in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yep. So yeah, these are the other characters. Oh yeah, and those of you don't know who this pink skin woman is, yeah, that's actually at this point, this is the woman who later becomes John Stewart's wife. Yep. For a few years until she's killed off by Carol Ferris, who was nuts at the time. Yep. Great classic stories. Highly recommend people fans of Green Lantern of the Green Lantern franchise and of the various writers in here. I give this book a 10 out of 10, despite the fact the stories come in the 80s, but I think in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, I think just the 80s, from 1983 to 1985, but they're really good. So yeah, 10 out of 10. All right, Volume 3 collects issues 201 to 206 of Green Lantern Corps Volume 1. Now, as you're curious though, 201 of Volume 1. Yeah, there's an explanation for this. You see, after 200 of Green Lantern Volume 2, they retitled the series Green Lantern Corps for 24 issues. Yep. and the entire thing was written by Steve Eckelhart. Yep, it was. He did do it with Joe Stan in the artwork. And the first issue is noteworthy for one particular thing. It's the first appearance of Kilowog. Yep. Excuse me. Simply put, this is after Crisis on Infinite Earths. Also got to point out, though, 190 was the last of the Green Lantern Corps backup stories. And basically, I think DC must have loved the whole concept of the Green Lantern Corps. So after like 10 more issues of regular John Stewart, who was Green Lantern at that point, yeah, because Hal quit in issue 181. John took over full time with issue 183, and he was the Green Lantern for the series up until issue 187. Because 198, Hal takes his ring back, and it's been Green Lantern for up until the mid 90s, around the early 90s with the Emerald Twilight storyline. Which, if I get if I ever get a chance to view it, I probably will. And how kind of a dumb concept basically it is. It was a good story, just the concept was pure stupid. Now, in the case of this, the Green Lantern Corps normally headquartered in Oa, but after the Guardians left the universe, this is of course right after Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yeah, basically, Hal Jordan, who take over the leadership of the Green Lantern Corps at this point, decided to have the Corps based on Earth. Yes, based on Earth, not out in space, just based on Earth. And the Corps even takes on various Green Lantern villains. People like Black Hand. Yeah, he pops up in here. I don't think he pops up in here. Sonar. Yeah, he pops up in here. Along with Dr. Polaris. Yeah. It's great, though, the fact that you get a chance to see these characters. And also, does Kara Ferris show up in here? No. There's Steve Eckelhart has been teasing a romance between Hal and this woman, Aaliyah, I think her name is. Yeah, oh, and she does show up in the current continuity, though there's no romance between the two. Yeah, for some reason, Eckelhart thought it would be a good idea to tease a romance between Hal Jordan and a woman who looks like a teenager. Even though she's actually an adult. Yep. Though she's an alien. This overall, these issues are really good. Now, surprisingly, there is no Volume 4. There is another trade coming out collecting issues of this volume, but it's on a different name. Let me look it up here. I know for a fact it's going to come up because I just saw it, I think with the recent select, I believe it was. Yeah, they call it something else for some reason. I don't know why. They just do. Also, one point in here, an ex-girlfriend of Jon Stewart, who's a reporter, yeah, she gets in Kilowog's face, so he punches her, but he knows that humans can hurt in particular without killing them, so basically he just knocks her on her rear end. He's like, nah, I'm a genetic scientist. Yeah, that's what Kilowog is. He's a scientist. Yeah, I love the fact that Eckelhart wrote that he was in fact a scientist. Uh-huh. Which is great, the fact he did that. I'm trying to look it up here about when the book is coming out. Okay, yeah, it's going to be called Green Lantern Corps Volume 1, Beware Their Power. Yeah, that just came out just a few months ago. I don't think it starts off with I think it starts off with the first 6 issue, doesn't it? I'm looking up right now here on Amazon. Let's see. This has... Yeah, it starts off with issue 207 and 215 and the 2 annuals. So I think this might be just a 2-volume series because 224 was the last issue of this thing. Yeah, it got canceled thanks to the event of Millennium. One of several titles that got axed. So Eckhart himself got a replacement title after this title ended. A title called The New Guardians, which he left after 3 issues. Yeah, those of you who watched the Atop the Fourth Wall, Linkara's reviewed the first 2 issues, and in a couple weeks he's going to review issue 3. Yeah, the series was really bizarre. Like how in issue 2 they introduced a character called Snowflame, a character who only made 1 appearance, and yet he's a fan favorite, yet nobody brought him back in the current continuity, which is really bizarre. Yeah, but in the case of this, I gotta say this is a great start to, like, if you just read these issues, you think, man, this is just a really good start for this first volume of the Green Lantern Corps. Yep, the one that was published in 2006, yeah, that's the second volume, and the one that started in 2011, that's the 3rd volume. This is the original volume. Despite the fact for some reason this is kind of listed as Green Lantern issues 201, 206, it's Green Lantern Corps. They changed the official name of the title. Heck, even in book, the title was called Green Lantern Corps. This is nothing unusual for comics published by companies where they change the name of a book, but they keep another series numbering. Marvel has done this several times for series like Captain America, Thor, Incredible Hulk, even Doctor Strange has numbering for different series. DC has done this a few times, not very much per se, but they have done it a lot. In the case of these issues, I'm going to give these also a 10 out of 10. Really good set of issues, and I do recommend it also for Green Lantern fans. But if you're a fan of the character Kilowog, check this book out, because this is where he first shows up. Well, not in this trade per se, in the first issue of this trade. Yep. So that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode. Probably won't be today because, well, I kind of want to do 2 other videos. That one video I've been trying to do the past couple of days, but I just running out of time to do it. In the case of the other one, it seems like a good time to do it now, and you'll find out where those videos are probably in the next couple hours. Okay, but until I see you on the next video, bye.